too, right? I mean, I don't see this Shredder going anywhere. So yeah, I feel like you could also use it. Oh,
Okay,
that's a
so
good
this
card, right?
implosion, if it rolls for 4, just
Oh,
four again.
wow.
It just totally changes this game because Tides of Time
Well,
doesn't have access to swipe, and he has a Direwolf Alpha in his hand, so it can propagate through the whole board of 1/1s and kill everything. Maybe.
wow. It just keeps on going force. Another way I look at implosion is like you summon 4 Elven Archers and they all shoot the same target. Right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like summon X amount of Elven Archers, whereas it's
Yeah.
like they all shoot the same target.
You know, oh my
That's a
God.
good one.
Okay, well
Okay.
then.
So I think 6-0 is going to trade off his board first before
All right.
implosioning because he's out of space. Looks like you
So
can
yeah,
Darwolf
just
here
trade
and
off the
take
one
out,
ones.
yeah, some. You need to trade out, I guess, 4 minions here before you implosion because you can get up to 4.
Ooh, killing the Shredder instead here. And it's gonna be a 2-2. It just dies for free, I guess. And now I guess you can actually implosion the Ancient of Lore after attacking me. Oh wait, no, he should attack first, right?
I
What if
think
he rolls
you.
4 again?
Wait, but 4 and 3 is the same, anyways.
No, because you don't get the extra imp.
Oh yeah, you don't get the extra dude. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
should
yeah.
attack first.
Definitely attack first. And it's
And,
oh my
and oh, the 4 again, and no swipe.
what is
Wow.
this? Oh, this is just so
This is the
gross.
power of implosion combined with Darwolf Alpha. Yeah, it's like the Flame Tongue Totem almost. You know, it's not quite as strong as the Flame Tongue Totem, but then again, Shaman doesn't have implosion, so this effect is so powerful. Implosion plus Darwolf Alpha. And
Well,
that
I mean, 6 is still definitely very behind, unless he
yeah,
drops like
six
start of the
six
thing.
was almost looking like he was in a hopeless scenario, and now he definitely got back in the game. Like
Oh, man.
3 turns ago or 2 turns ago before the implosions, it was looking like there's no possible way for him to win, and now it's looking pretty good actually. You know, not great, but still pretty good.
Right. I mean, are you really gonna use Force of Nature to clear 3/1/1s? Nah, that's not happening.
Yeah. Just
Are you
decides,
gonna use the Force of Nature to clear Harvest Golem?
and then now are the Doom Guards coming out because 6 hasn't drawn them yet, and that increased the chance of Doom Guards coming out.
Oh my God!
Our
Through
prophet.
your way to victory. Like,
Okay.
okay. So what is he thinking now? He's thinking of tapping for like, oh, if only. So
6-0's
unlucky,
thinking
right?
about because he's in combo range, right? So he wants to
Yeah.
think about if he goes all in or kind of plays it safe, right?
Right.
If he wants to play around combo, he has to clear both because even if you leave up Keeper, it's still 18 damage to the combo. So he has to think about this very hard. Looking at this, I think it's he can he play around combo? What do you think? Can he kill
He
everything?
could, but I think he has to start with. Wait, no, he has to clear everything if he plays it on combo, right?
Is that even possible?
I don't. No, I guess it is possible if the Shredder actually puts out something bad, right? Like he could use the Harvest Golem on the on the Shredder and then Imp on the Shredder, and if it pops out something like 0 attack or like 1
Yeah.
health minion, you could have
Oh,
traded.
so that's weird. He actually just didn't play around combo, but then didn't go face either. Kind of made like a half, like a compromise in a way.
Yeah,
By
it's
just
kind of
killing the
like a
keeper.
middle ground.
But is there a point in killing keeper? Because was there something where he could have died to, like
Not
not
really.
quite the full combo, but you know just like 2 Savage Roars? I'm not sure.
What about single Savage Roar just now? Like 6+6 is 12, and then you have like a swipe and then the hero power or something. Yeah, I guess there is a little bit there. Yeah.
Because 6 lost 4 damage killing the keeper, which is a huge amount of damage to lose when your opponent's at 5 life. You know. Wow. I wonder if that's gonna cost him a lot because now 6 needs to top deck something again. Doomguard wins the
No,
game.
2 damage wins the game. Oh,
Oh!
so wow, this Doom Guard is look at that. Look at where it is.
This is 2 games in a row where 6-0 just gets Doomguard after Doomguard after a certain amount of turns. Yeah. The chances of it is actually much higher than people think because once you play your early minions, you increase the amount of you increase your odds of getting Doom Guards later on. You know, so it's like it's always these like turns like 5 to 10 that all the Doom Guards start coming out. It's kind of crazy.
That's what happens with Zoo. It's just like it gets kind of crazy. So I mean, if you were to join the tournament like this, Would you play Zoo or would you play Handlock?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if I can tell you. It's like too much of a secret.
Oh, whoa, okay, okay, I see. Well, maybe you can tell me now, and then
And
next
that
turn,
change, I
episode
tell
it
you the
changed, right?
opposite. Hmm.
Okay, okay, okay. But now we know it's the opposite.
Yeah, so I should probably just not say anything. But
All
yeah,
right.
I mean, it's that's actually crazy. Like we see how strong the implosion plus Darwolf alpha combo is. You know, because we actually thought that that game looked hopeless for 6-0, right? Especially after the Black Knight on the 3-5 taunt, it looked so
Mhm.
bad for him. And then all of a sudden, those two top decks, two implosions in a row with the Darwolf alpha and no swipes, just cleared out everything.
But here, look at this. We have the Tides Zombie Child signature opening again. Oh wait, whoa. Oh, it's gonna be a knife juggler instead. Wow.
Oh, that's
How do you
interesting.
feel
He wants to
about
get
that?
two pings.
Right?
Uh, it kind of makes sense. So it looks like the knife juggler is going to be contested by the haunted creeper here,
Yep.
and
And
that
it's
way,
definitely gonna be killed, right? I mean, do you really hit a knife juggler into a creeper?
yeah, because of the pings after, I think, right?
Okay. So you have like a better chance to
To,
like kill
to
it.
get good pings, right? Because
Exactly.
if you just drop your two one drops, you can get weird pings. Okay, so let's see
Okay.
what he gets. It'll be super
Oh,
important if he pings both. Then the juggler
and
survives.
oh
No. Okay.
no. That wasn't what
Well,
he wanted to see.
yeah. Bit unfortunate for Tide's time. He actually had a pretty good chance killing both. Not quite 50%, but you know, pretty good. Looks like this juggler is getting taken out, and it's going to be a pretty bloody fight for board control from here on. Wait,
Mhm.
what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
The juggler's alive.
What just happened? Wait,
I
did he
guess
miss
he
or
valued
something?
the zombie chow more
Wait,
because
why?
the zombie chow can kill his minions for free. Wow, and his move pays off too.
Oh wow.
That's pretty
Wow.
crazy.
That is really
That's
I
pretty
think
advanced. Exactly.
that
It's
is
like
really advanced,
you always like kind of assume that Knife Juggler has taunt, right? But if you look at
right?
how like the minion combat worked out, he had a whole bunch of 1-2s against the zombie chow, which is actually more threatening than 3-1. You know, it's just he dodged the knife basically.
Okay. Well, that is really interesting. I think I learned something there. I mean, it is
Yeah,
6-0 playing Zoo, right? I mean, every other Zoo, I would have just went like, yeah, you did a mistake.
yeah,
So that
exactly.
I,
And we did see it paid off huge because
yeah.
the knife juggler pinged the ping was insignificant, and then the zombie child would have been able to take out a whole bunch of minions, whereas the knife juggler was a 3-1, just take out one minion. So
Hmm. Well, here, 6-0 is going to test for the mirror entities first, and
yeah,
he's gonna decide. He's gonna get the reward for. Yep, you are. It is mirror entity. So
yeah.
now he has Power Woman could kill the Yeti, or he could shut it and click and not really do much. Argus doesn't really do much. So what do you do here?
I think personally, I would. I mean, you can if you Argus, you go face, right? But it
Right.
looks like a spare power overwhelming and Shard Sun. That way you have 2 3-2s against 1 3-2. I guess not
Oh,
two
you also
three
get a
twos.
spare part, so you might get something like a freeze or something.
Yeah,
Uh,
gets the word on plays. Okay. I guess the Flame Imp is going to trade off on the other Flame Imp, and you're going to be left up with 1 3-2.
well, yeah, here you go. I think it's probably gonna be a Loatheb turn.
Yeah.
If it just feels so good. But
Yeah.
6 on the other hand can play a Doomguard into this. Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't play your Dimgar without losing 2 cards. But again, you kind of can think of Whirling Blades as like half. It's not a real card, right? It's kind of like you can't value it like a real card.
Yeah, like half a card or something. Right?
Exactly. So maybe he's
Um,
losing like 1.5 cards.
and to be honest, I do like this.
Wow. Sylvanas
Oh.
is super important top deck here.
Right.
Kind of forces a big decision by 6-0 to either go all in. Oh,
So
the
wait a
implosion.
minute.
If you implosion, it's gonna steal a 1/1 maybe.
Oh, that is actually huge. That is a
3.
counter. And
It might be a counter. Okay,
and
so you
this
go
is a
face
counter,
first. You go face first with Dim Guard, right?
right? And then do you
Okay, so
see
if
the
you
Undertaker,
attack,
so it kills whatever Sylvanas steals?
I think. Okay, we'll see what happens.
Okay, so it's
Oh,
not the Undertaker that was stolen. It is the. Oh
oh, it did counter it.
wow! Wow.
Nice.
Implosion is doing a lot of work here, huh?
Implosion has been MVP in every single game so far.
Yeah,
This
just roll
card is so
fours,
strong.
just it counters Sylvanas. This is just insane.
Counters Sylvanas even.
All right, so you have to ping the Doomguard here, so that's kind of
Yeah.
what you have to do. Oh, you could Nerubian Egg first, and then actually whiff, make the Mirror Entity whiff completely.
Oh, really nice play by 6-0 because the Zood might not. I mean, the Mage Zood doesn't have any way to proc the egg or
Oh
to utilize.
wow,
Ah,
Titan.
forces the seed as well.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you can tell like the Echo here wasn't able to do anything because 6-0 maintained a semi even board the whole like just didn't let Tide stick any minions for the Echo, and just constantly
Mhm.
clear the board. So the Echo is like a dead card.
Right. So well there you go. 6-0 is in the grand finals of the first tournament at the first tournament ever. He was in the grand finals. So he really is looking for a win. We talked to him yesterday and he's pretty hungry for it. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean sweeping games like that, I mean, even in the
looks
group
so
stage, he
strong.
swept series.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is his
very dominant.
second 3-0, and it's actually with a different deck as well. So it tells us that 6-0 has multiple decks capable of sweeping his opponents. Really sick.
Right. So yeah, that's the right side of the brackets right now. We are going to be updating the brackets, and when we come back, we'll see what happens with the left brackets with some disconnect issues. We'll keep you updated then. But for now, make sure you stay tuned, and we'll be right back. And welcome back, guys, to the Pinnacle tournament, where we just witnessed Sixto going to the grand finals and securing at least $1,500 and a chance at first place. Tides is unfortunately going to exit out after that, kind of a zoo stomp with the implosion super value, but he is not going to walk away empty-handed. He is taking third/fourth place and is going to receive $500 for his getting out of the groups, going this far in the tournament as well. So now we are actually going to head back to, once again, the Savage versus Firebat game. Hopefully Firebat doesn't get DC'd again. I'm pretty sure the timing of that was kind of weird. It seems like it's a DDoS, so hopefully some preventative measures are taken care of. But we did decide that that game was a bit, too close. I mean, Firebat was just so dominant of the hunter, and Savage does agree in the end to do a regame, and it was kind of nice of Savage to do that as well. So we're gonna have a fourth match regame here between Firebat's hunter and Savage's warrior.
Yeah, I mean, since Firebat was so far ahead, it was kind of hard to give them a loss for that one. But since it was ultimately Firebat DCing, there's no way we can actually give Firebat the win for DCing if it wasn't over for Savit. So it looks like the best decision that we could come up with was just to regame this game.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, and also the good part about that is that Savage did agree to it, which is also a thing.
Yeah.
All we can do is like as admins suggest outcomes to opponent, and we do like players working together and whatnot to make it happen. But then there is a little bit error in this screen. Their crew is not available for Savage. He actually used it already. So it is actually 2-1. Firebat needs one more game. Savage needs to beat both the Hunter deck and the Paladin deck from Firebat to seal out this series. So right now we are going to, once again, run this back.
And start to see neither player has any good cards in their opening hand. So definitely this mulligan is going to be super important. See if anyone picks up some good starting cards here. Oh, that's it.
There's the Fire Warriors at the start for Savage here, and Firebat doesn't have the best of starts. Well, I guess Clockwork Gnome is something to play, right? I mean, at least you're doing something. That was a pretty good.
Probably going to get Cruel Taskmastered. Oh no, Armor Smith is better, I think.
Oh really? Wait. I always think of like, what do you do here in this situation, right? If you're against the warrior, and Savage just immediately did the Taskmaster. Do you think that's better?
I definitely think about it. I'm not sure because Armor Smith can take out the Clockwork Gnome as well, and then you get one armor this way. But I guess you take two damage. I guess it depends because Armor Smith then is weaker. Right,
because we can do a lot of stuff, right? There's Freezing Trap, there's Abusive Sergeant. Some lone hunters kind of run that. So
yeah,
it's definitely
also like a Mad Scientist can kill the Armor Smith for free, whereas the Mad Scientist and the Haunted Creeper do worse against the Cruel. So yeah, actually, like looking back at it, I do like the Cruel move better.
So here, Firebat is in a little bit of hard
He's in
position,
a pickle.
Right?
He's in a pickle.
Yeah, pretty much that. What do you do?
Yeah, Unleash is like almost useless here. Explosive Trap again is pretty useless here. So
Explosive Trap is like one of the cards which actually helps the warrior in a lot of ways, right? I mean, you have Acolyte. You actually like go like, oh, I guess I'm drawing a free card, and the 2 damage doesn't really matter too, right?
Yeah, so Savit looks like he's checking for the snake trap with the axe. Just in case it is, he can remove the snakes with the minions. Now, after the attack,
he's still be
freezing trap.
Oh, no, then no, that's definitely not freezing now. So he's just going to go ahead and clear this board, gain some armor. That's a pretty good turn for him.
Wow, misses again.
Yeah, I think he really wanted to see something like a bow or something.
Yeah. Firebats. It's super hard for Firebat now because usually you're the one pressuring Warrior and getting a lot of damage in early, and then Warrior at some point in the mid game is trying to stabilize by armoring up, and maybe they take control around turn 5 to 7. But I mean, Firebat was never able to get anything going and just got overwhelmed by the Warrior opening. So good thing for Firebat is he has some really big threats as well, like High Main, Dr. Boom. So
yeah, High Main to Dr. Boom is definitely a very good curve there. But this turn, what do you do with this turn? I mean, you want to set up for the High Main turn, right? So do you just Unleash and clear the 2-1 here?
Hmm. I guess if you unleash, you can actually take the armor smith down to a 1-2 as well, so it would die to the explosive trap. But I think Savits probably just won't attack even if that happens, and save the armor smith for later.
Um, yeah, it's definitely a pretty. You also want to kind of develop the web spinner, right? But
Maybe
it
you
just
just
dies
lay
to
your
the
web spinner and
attack
cycle
too.
it just to see what you draw. But looks like Farah is deciding to unleash the hounds.
Uh-huh.
Um, okay, just plays everything. Going
Right.
phase two.
I mean, there's the thing. Like, you want to set up for that high main turn, right?
Yeah,
Important. All right, let's trade for one of these. Um, the Taskmaster off. Actually comes down here, and Zavish has the option to actually go for the face here and draw an extra card off this.
that's true. I don't think that will happen. Oh, whirlwind as well.
Ooh, so he's gonna basically pause on attacking again, huh? I
Yeah,
mean,
I think
explosive
so.
is like you're not really. It doesn't really affect it.
No, he's gonna save these minions to proc execute
Ooh,
the beast.
is that a good
That's
card?
not what you want to see. It dies too easily and gives them a 3-3, right? Because
Oh yeah,
there's
that's right.
execute and
Execute.
shield slam,
Shield slam.
so there's no way the beast is good here. But it will be maybe relevant around turn 10 after the high main and the Doctor Boom baits at removal. I definitely
Right.
think you want to drop your stickier minions first and then use the beast. Don't want a beast first, yeah.
No, I don't think you do want to do that. So I guess it's a high main turn. If it's not high main turn, could we see a bow and just go for face, for example?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you do get the extra,
One
charge.
extra charge.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think it's.
I mean you might get one. You will get one extra charge, but Savitz is already showing that he's not attacking. So if you go bow and go face, you might not get the charge immediately either. So like you can
Yeah.
still go high main and then try to take some board control here.
Right. Oh man. Well, Firebat is DC'd again.
Looks like Farah disconnected again.
Yeah. Well, that.
Ouch.
Oh.
Well,
Well, today's definitely not the day. I mean, the weird part is that we do have like a delay on the stream, right? And I'm looking at the stream right
yeah.
now. Like, by the time you guys hear me say this, it's already in kind of like in the future, kind of, right?
Mhm.
Um, the stream just started. Like the Firebat just started his game. So then the timing of this is just really, really awkward. So
Oh yeah. So like right
yeah.
when the Firebat game starts from the stream, he's getting DDoSed kind
Mhm.
of, and then we're a little bit ahead. So we're all like around turns 5 to 7, and then always DDoS.
Right.
So, well,
That is quite unfortunate. Well, this is definitely a situation that doesn't pop up really often, and it's
yeah.
one of those things that could happen in an online tournament, right? So, I mean, it's also a good example for like future tournaments for any organizers, or maybe if we're gonna do something again, that we do warn that players are well prepared for like these kind of things,
Mhm.
and yeah, that's basically this. I mean, it's bound to happen at some point, right? I kind of think back to DreamHack when, RDU got the message against me. It kind of didn't really affect the match, but then it would have, like, who would have known? So then observer mode was kind of introduced, right? So it's kind of thing where to tell all other online tournaments right now that, yeah, you do need to prepare for these things and let players know that, you are in risk if you are not prepared for like a VPN or whatnot. So, yeah, we have to like, once again, uh, go to a break while we sort this out really quickly, and yeah, see what happens then. We'll be right back, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. So we did reach a decision, and it kind of feels like that if Firebat does advance to the series, we'll have to like he technically has one more deck, right? If the rules are like okay, if you DC, you're gonna lose the deck. If he does advance though, then he will have this might happen again and again, and it's just like gonna be really bad. So yeah, Firebat is pretty much it doesn't feel too good as well. I mean, nobody will feel good getting DDoS
Yeah,
out of the tournament. So, but unfortunately, this tournament still needs to move on, right? We
yeah,
still plan this for today. So Savage is actually going to advance now. Just kind of unfortunate, series of situations. We're gonna look at the bracket really fast because we have that updated. Over at the left side just now, we do see that Savage is gonna take the series. Now he's gonna be against D2, and the winner of that is gonna be against Sixto. We see that Sixto is actually very dominant throughout this whole series. I mean, this tournament actually. He went 1-3-0 as well in the group stages. He threw a tides just now with the crazy implosion Zoo deck. So whoever wins from D2 from Savage is gonna be up against possibly one of the best players in this tournament so far.
yeah, definitely. I really did enjoy seeing Sixo's run through this tournament. You know, he actually qualified for this tournament again, and he's like the king of qualifiers. So he's actually had a longer run in this tournament than the other players as well. You know, because he's had to go through qualifiers, and his series have looked really good. You know, not only like his deck choices have been great, and his play has been really on point as well. So, really
Right.
excited to see which one of these two players, Savitz or D2, advances to face Sixo in the finals here.
Yeah, and of course, we see that D2 did go 2-0 in the group stages. That's why he's placed a bit higher in the group playoff brackets. And Savage did go 1-1 in the other group, so that's why he had to play an additional game. You see the D2's deck right now. He's running Warlock, Warrior, Druid, and Paladin. And look at this. This is exact mirror match.
This is, and I think this, even though most of the series have had, say, 3 decks on it, like most of them have had on average of 3 decks the same. I think this is the first series where all 4 decks have been mirror matchups. Just kind of
Right.
cool. See
But
how this
then we do
works.
see some differences, right? I mean, D2 is kind of running the mech warper druid that we saw in back in day one of the tournament, right? And
Mhm.
there might be some other tech cards, especially with both of these guys as handlocks that we might not know. Paladins, of course, there might be some. D2 was running the Coghammer style Paladin, right? So that was kind of weird too.
I don't remember exactly, but
It's really hard to remember because
yeah,
everybody's playing
exactly.
Paladin.
But one thing I do remember is I think Savitz's warrior does have the bouncing blades. I think he's the only warrior or only person in this tournament using bouncing blades in warrior. So it's like a
Definitely
cool little
very good
tech card.
against Handlock now, don't you think? So
Yeah,
Savage
it's
may
it's
just queue
exceptional
Warrior
here
first, but then it's really weak to against Druid and Paladin, right?
to
So
some extent. Yeah.
to some extent, they are playing the same decks. So what they choose to lead with will be very interesting to see.
My prediction is both players is either going to lead with Paladin or Druid. Those seem like the most solid decks in this matchup. Paladin and Druid both almost serve the same function. That's kind of like the mid-range, like kind of like a mid-range solid deck that does kind of well against everything. Some of the mid-range decks are weak against aggro, but they're generally fine against warrior or handlock. So and since you have 2 of these decks that almost serve the same function, I think you can go ahead and open with one of them. So.
Okay.
I'm thinking it's gonna be Paladin Mirror actually. So let's see. Oh,
Oh.
totally
Oh,
wrong.
it's not. No, totally wrong. It's gonna be the
Yeah.
Handlock Mirror, and playing a Handlock Mirror is kind of weird, right? Do you really want to ban? I mean, do you really want to coup? No.
Yeah, we'll see.
Uh,
It's a
I mean,
mirror,
I
man.
wouldn't. I personally would not. I would play a handlock mirror.
Just play it out and see what. Oh, they
But
mulligan. So
oh,
it's a
yeah,
lock.
yeah. Both
And
players have locked in their choices, and look at D2 start. That is quite insane.
but Savitz has the big game hunter, so I mean, it's even better to have the big game.
Yeah, that's true. But then D2 on the other hand has an option to coin the Drake. He would have to skip out on the Giant on turn 4 for something like that.
Oh, 2 drakes. Oh no, never
Ooh.
mind. That was Savitz's drake. For some
Oh,
reason, I
and
missed it.
wow!
Okay,
Wow!
that's a lot
Look
of
at this
giants.
hand. Oh my god! So
Oh, okay.
this is
So
a
they
true
both
mirror
have,
match, right?
yeah, they both have 2 giants, 1 drake, and BG. So
Wow. We kind of saw that happen with the double warrior back in
yeah, that
back
one was super
recently.
funny at the start.
Yeah, that was. So, would you say the more skilled player is going to win this game, or
I
what,
think so.
what has an advantage here?
because I think Handlock Mirror is one of the most skill-intensive matchups in the game. Like a lot of
Oh,
people just look at it and say, whoever has more BGHs earlier, but it's like I think that's not true because Handlock Mirror is actually a matchup where you can outskill your opponent and win, even if that they BGH you, because like so many like the late game scenarios are so like mathematically intensive and so like high tension that like one
okay.
late game decision is really what wins you the game, not like the early game creature grind a lot of times.
Okay, well, I'm pretty sure this BG is gonna come down here from D2. That's a pretty good way to be dealing with that, and no really decent clear from Savish now, so probably a Twilight Drake can pass.
Yeah, the Todd Drake does open him up though to the owl, and since most people are only running one BGH, maybe he just drops the mountain giant to play a little bit safer
Ah,
against.
yeah, that seems pretty good, and Coil could be used here, but Siphon Soul just seems so good here.
Yeah, so I think it allows you to push in 7 more damage. Is that even a good thing though? Because then Molten Giants is the problem. I think Molten Giants is the reason why this matchup is like stable, even if one person does get the BGH opening. Because even if like we saw what happened here, right? Like even if you do
Right.
get the early advantage, you can't just snowball it into a victory here because you're always playing around Molten Giants as well. So that's like the great equalizer, the
Right.
threat
I
of
mean,
Molten
once
Giants.
again, the BG does trade for Giants, so it's kind of like back and forth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Dark
It's looking
Bomb is a pretty good pickup, right? They can Giant and Dark Bomb the BG,
It's a
so
great pickup, exactly. You definitely don't want to leave up a 4-2 against the 8-8, because then all Dark Bomb plus Mortal Coil and trade. It's really efficient there. So
well, definitely pretty bad if that uh, BG is gonna survive. Doctor Boom is gonna come down here. Well,
yeah.
it looks pretty good. That's you just get the board back immediately.
Mhm. This is an interesting matchup because like we can tell how kind of simple the early game turns are. Like every turn early game has been like there's been no ropes. Every turn has been pretty straightforward. They're both making their decisions very quickly, and I think we'll see a very exciting finish to the handlock mirror. Though I predict that later in this game, these turns are going to get super complicated and very high amount of ropes later on.
Well, I mean, your predictions have been pretty accurate up to the the handlock versus handlock pick. So
uh,
I would actually, yeah, I would say I agree with you, but anything could happen really. D2 Stern, he could siphon soul to 7/7, but the boom bards are not really going anywhere, right? You either deal with them or you leave them alone, right? You don't go halfway and kill one.
it's awkward because again, even if you do siphon it, do you just go face? Because you don't want to bring the other player down to molten giant range that easily.
Oh, it seems like you do.
Oh,
You just want to go for the
yeah.
win right now. Oh man.
Interesting. And
Okay, so
unfortunately
if
for
you hit the
Sweets, it doesn't have the
Sylvanas,
giant.
wait, what do you do here? Do you trade for the whole? Uh,
I think
I
he's
mean, you
gonna
have the
owl.
silence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So maybe this plus Mortal Coil, and then, or maybe even this plus the 1/1, right? Maybe it splashes the 4 damage onto Sylvanas, and then you can
Oh yeah, you can do that
silence
first,
it.
right? Oh, but
Mm.
instead of deciding the mortal coil first, see what he draws. Another one. So yeah, this owl might do a lot of work, right? I mean, if the Boomba hits the Sylvanas for
It'll
3,
up.
you can
Oh,
also like yeah. Oh, two.
that is
Two is
weird,
not
actually,
the
how he
3.
decided to do this. But okay, Mortal Coil.
Yeah,
I
but
was
he had
thinking
the
maybe
mortal
he
coil.
could just load that and go face, because
Oh,
this
really?
relied on. Because this relied on him getting pretty lucky, right? On the boom bots. What if he didn't get lucky? I wonder if that would have been weird.
But then he
Because
had
the
two chances, right? Like he could have dealt 2 damage. It was actually an exact 50% there that would have happened.
okay,
Right? Yeah, I think that's a fine trade.
yeah, because he had
Um,
a lot. So now it's
yeah.
there's a silence. Oh, owl. Maybe D2 is gonna
Uh,
do the obvious owl move here,
mhm. So
but he
I'll
doesn't have
into.
a way to. Oh, okay, this is good for
All
the
right.
board.
It's pretty funny because D2 is the one with the Molten Giants and he can't play them, and Savish is the one without Molten Giants and he can play them for free.
Yeah, but he doesn't have them. So
Right.
that's
But
the
Belcher here is
that's
pretty good, right? Twilight and Belcher. Seems like a solid plan.
I wonder if he's gonna load up
Oh,
instead.
look
Because
up
it's a
instead.
stronger minion in a way, but Loatheb is actually really good in the handlock mirror for the late game.
Yeah,
Because
so
it
I
locks
think
out a
you
lot
wanna
of the lethal turns, right? Right, like you punch them to
exactly
10 and then you load them. That's like when they want to Shadow Flame. So yeah, it
right.
looks like Savitz is saving the Loatheb here.
Yeah, I do like that. I think saving the Lothar for like as long as possible. It's kind of like the Jin card, right? Like Enhancer Mechano when you have the lot of
Exactly.
like it was Zoo. So
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a really good way to put it. Loatheb is like the Jin card in this matchup because Loatheb is the card where you really want to drop when you do finally make your big move, right? Because you know you're always like playing around Molten Giants, and that at some point you just make the big move, and maybe that's when you want to Loatheb.
well, D2 is gonna use a defensive Lothar instead here, and Saphige is locked out of spells. Well, he could use one spell, but it's really about it. Do you just cast your own Lothar at this point? So you kind of like reverse it.
I think he'll tap first, probably.
You also want to kind of count lethal here, right? I mean, if you Lothar and anti-Killbot as well, and just go all phase. Like you
Oh
could do
yeah,
something cool, right? Especially because you're the one leading out of the Lothar turn, so you can like Shadow Flame and then Hellfire and do some crazy stuff for lethal.
yeah. I think Space is thinking about either Loatheb plus Heal Blot or tap and then Loatheb and use Sun Fury. I actually kind of do prefer the tap move more because this is Savitz's Loatheb turn as well, and I think it's kind of hard to die, you know, on your Loatheb turn with three taunters, right? Because you're not as scared of Shadow Flame or Hellfire. Um,
Right.
oh wow, just goes for that 9 mana
Oh,
Shadow
going
Flame.
for the Shadow Flame for 9 here, and also clearing the board. Doesn't want any Shadow Flame shenanigans over this side. This is not the hand you want to see if you're playing.
No,
No.
it's really situational. D2's hand doesn't really do anything. He'll tap, see what he gets. Oh,
Ooh,
it's a card.
that's a card.
Yeah, that's something to do. Otherwise, he'd have to do like Hellfire plus Dark Bomb, but it's so wasteful here. So
Well, Siphon Soul is also a card on Savilla's side. I mean, you don't really want to. Is he gonna kill the Boomba of the slime? What if the Charger gets sniped? Oh,
oh, dodges the bullet
dodges
there.
the bomb. What if his face got sniped? Like, look at his Hellfire Duck Bomb, right? Like,
Uh huh.
jeez.
But you know, even if you leave up the boom bot, your face can get sniped anyways.
That's
So
true. All right, I
goes for
forgot.
the
He
tap.
can just sacrifice himself.
Mhm.
Tapping here is pretty dangerous. I assuming the anti-Q bot is gonna come down, or I mean, or the ooh.
Siphon, gotta kill it.
Yeah. Siphon, you gotta get rid of that. That's true. And you cannot siphon an antique because that would be too much mana.
Mm-hmm. Sweets is thinking about using a Sun Fury here. Sun Fury is a nice card to have later, but again, he doesn't even have Molten, so maybe he just wants to develop some pressure here, because just a 4-1 is too weak, maybe.
Oh, here's a good turn. Hellfire into Molten. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I think he's gonna tap first, because then you can still Molten anyways.
That's true. I think tapping first is a pretty good solid turn as well. But no, instead it's gonna just put a Molten and threaten lethal next turn.
Oh,
So
that
Vish
is...
needs some help here.
I wonder if that was a misplay, because he could have tapped and gotten a, you know, I mean, like, when you're playing Molten, your tap is effectively free, right? Because you're taking the 2 damage for Moltens.
Mhm.
And is he really scared of dying here? And does D2 really think that his hand is enough to win the game
Right.
with?
Actually,
Because...
that is a kind of misplay because if he had tapped, he could have played the Molten and the anti-Q buff this turn, for example, right?
Exactly. And, like, there's no way you're scared of dying at 14. Handlocks are not running burst anymore. There's very few bursts left. Like, you see, Savitz has almost no damage in his hand. The most amount of damage Savitz could have done is 6. And that's almost the best case scenario, right? Because the most amount of damage you can do as Handlock is Hellfire and 2 Dark Bombs, I believe, from no board now, so...
So here is a pretty annoying turn. He's gonna tap instead now. Little bit late, I would assume, on that one. And probably play the other Molten. You can also taunt up the Watcher here, right? That's pretty good.
Looks like he's saving one of his Moltens because of Shadow Flame, maybe? I don't know if that's a great read because Savitz hasn't had his own Molten for a long time. So you'd have to assume that if Savitz had a Molten, he would have played it already. Because if
Right.
you play your other Molten, you're a little bit scared of the Molten Giant plus Shadow Flame.
Hmm. So, wow, this is actually very dangerous.
Just gonna clear with Hellfire. Oh, and heal up. That's a nice move.
I mean, not the worst, but now D2's Molten Giant is getting cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah.
And I mean,
D2
after
is
you
actually
play,
kind of running out of things to do as well. They're both
yeah,
running out of things to do.
you can
Running
Dark
out of
Bomb
bombs.
the 3/3, I guess. There's this Molten Dark Bomb and anti-kill bot, I guess. So at
I think
that and just tap anyways, right?
I think D2 needs to tap again. He doesn't have enough cards to win the game with. He has one more threat, that's Molten Giant, and then his other cards are kind of weak. Two NT Killbots and a Sun Fury. As if this Molten Giant dies, it's his last threat in his hand, so I think he needs to tap for more threats. Good thing for
Actually, if
D2
he
is we.
oh no, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, he can tap and Molten and Dark Bomb and anti-kill bot. So
Mhm.
yeah, I thought that the Molten is like you don't get the extra discount, but you're not playing the Sun Fury
Uh,
anyways. Right.
I don't actually think you need to Dark Bomb the 3/3 here because if you're just say playing Molten and NT Killbot, maybe even Sun Fury, you know you kind of want to save this Dark Bomb for burst or for like more strategic snipes. In a battle of giants, 1/3/3 isn't too relevant, I think. So we'll have to see what he goes with.
All right, so Molten is gonna come down here. Healbot is gonna come down here, and Dark Bomb is going to come down here. So he goes with my play instead. And yeah, this board is looking pretty good. Savage needs some help, and Argus is not gonna do it.
And this is so awkward. Draxus, you know, is like his thing here, but Draxus, he feels like he's just dead if he plays Draxus. Oh,
Mhm.
gets a Shadow Flame. Oh, that
But is
allows him to
that
clear the
really?
board.
Wait, what?
Shadow Flame 2 Dark Bombs.
Do you really want to use Dark Bombs against a Molten?
Do you have a choice?
I'm not excited about that play
Yeah, I
though.
know. It's not exciting, but what else? I mean, he has 11 power on board and you have 11 life. So it's kind of scary to not take out the Molten.
Hmm.
You have to think
Man,
that
it just sucks.
your watcher can just die, right? To like an owl or something in Siphon Soul.
Right.
It's really sick though, because Sweets feels like he can't win if he does this move, right? Use all your resources, but you still have to do it. He still has
I feel like
Draxus next turn.
Savage can't win. Just like yeah.
But D2 actually doesn't have anything to do, and then Savitz might grind D2 out with Draxus. We'll see if D2 picks up a creature here. Oh,
Oh.
that
Wait,
is Draxus.
the person who plays the first Juraxis is usually ahead, right? Because you're closer to the Inferno turn.
Yeah, I think so. But the other person gets 3 extra damage on you, but I think the Inferno matters more, right? Getting extra
Yeah.
6/6 one turn earlier. So yeah, I think that D2 is definitely happy to drop Draxus first here.
Right.
And D2's hand is much better in the Draxus mirror. He has 2 Shadow Flames and a Siphon Soul. These are like clutch, like super clutch cards after like the post Draxus game because they're like blowouts. So
Well, I
well,
mean, looking at this, D2 definitely has a better post Juraxis turn than Savage does, especially with the Shadow Flame and the Seven Soul. And it's funny because when we first started the game, it was such a mirror match, and now it's still a mirror match.
mhm. Yeah, Siphon Soul, it's like the 3 health is so important every turn, because when both pairs Draxus, you only have a certain amount of turns. Like the game is so volatile at this point, like anyone can just die at any point. If you
Mhm.
stick one Inferno and they can't kill it, it's pretty much lethal with the weapon. Siphon Soul's so good post Draxus because you can remove the Infernos one by one and build up the lead. And Shadow Flame is also good because if they do manage to build up the lead, you can just make your own Inferno and then Shadow Flame like multiple Infernos down, maybe so.
Yeah,
Wow, it's
I think D2 has this game really under control. Like Savage still has a lot of cards they didn't draw, like a Molten Giant that is basically a deck card, right? Belcher here is something, I guess.
Yeah,
But
another
we're
interesting thing is D2's used both Molten Giants. I mean, D2's used both Giants, right? But Savitz hasn't used any.
Mhm.
So he can top deck Molten Giants, which are like dead cards.
All right, going for the face here. D2 is down to 9 health. I'm pretty sure he's gonna use something like heal or taunt to like extend his life because I mean this board is not gonna go anywhere. 7th soul on the 6/6 enemy inferno is also available, and of course you do want to weave in the hero power every single time. So
Hmm.
I'd say the 7th soul and the hero power is pretty good here.
I wonder if he will. If might be a Shadow Flame turn? Okay, so yeah, the Siphon Soul, and then you can remove everything with Siphon Soul, actually, and heal up. Yeah, it looks amazing.
Oh
Wait,
wow.
but is that a misplay? Oh, Shadow
Uh,
Flame.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I guess he wants to push the 3 damage onto the Jiraxis as well,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess because if he Siphon Soul, it wouldn't make sense to play the Twilight Drake, right? Because you can just make an Inferno that's stronger than the Twilight Drake, and you still have the
Right.
Twilight Drake in your hand, so. Wow, he's actually thinking of Sun Fearing here because he's scared of dying. I mean, I wonder if he will go with that play. If he feels like he's far enough ahead, and he might just want to play around some burn,
Right.
but it seems pretty wasteful. Any turn you're not making Inferno, you feel really bad about.
Uh-huh.
And wow, D2
Wow.
DC'd.
Wow.
Did that just happen again?
This is just happening like so much now, huh? Wow. This is just really
It
weird.
seems like D2 DC'd. He didn't. He just made him
Oh,
just stop
DC's
playing.
just abound, really. It's just
Uh-huh.
everywhere. Wow. Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
we'll have
okay.
to check
So,
Skype and see what's
yeah,
happening.
we'll have to check things, but it looks like that this has been happening quite a bit. I mean, I casted the deck wars between Reynad and somebody else. Is it Sixo, I think? I think it's Reynad and Sixo, right? And then yeah, Reynad seemed to have like a lot of disconnects as well. And we had to like, do it record the matches off stream, and as soon as we just do recordings, it was fine. So yeah, there's some troublemakers abound in the Christmas time, just DDoSing tournaments, it appears like. So unfortunately we have to work around that. We're gonna go on a quick break once again and see how we're gonna solve this issue now. Oh, we'll be right back. Hey guys, and welcome back. Unfortunately, we've been talking along the admins and production crew and stuff like that. It seems that we are kind of under attack here, if to put it like blandly, because it was quite funny because I'm just gonna be very transparent and explain the situation to all the viewers here. Savish did actually get disconnected from Skype multiple times throughout the tournament. And why he didn't get disconnected was he has his Skype on his tablet and he was playing Hearthstone on his computer instead. So it seems like there is a somebody out there or a group of people trying to mess up with tournaments these days. I mean, it did happen with Deck Wars, and this is kind of it's kind of unfortunate that a group of people have to ruin other people's experiences, especially like with viewers, with players, with like tournament organizers and stuff like that as well. So with that, we are actually going to delay the tournament for tomorrow. Okay, we'll have some things sorted out. So it's going to be the same time again. Me and Strife is going to be here. Everybody's going to be here, and we'll have it fixed out. So we shouldn't worry about that too much. And once again, I apologize to everybody, like the viewers and everything, but it's kind of like decision making and like moving forward, right? We want to find ways to solve the problem. This is the problem, and this is the best way to do it. So because we are going to kind of rewind the things, and it's not Firebat's fault that loses the games. We kind of discussed this. We're gonna rewind everything backwards so that it's going to be Firebat versus Savish instead, and play that out, and then the winner of that gets to play D2, and then finally we have the finals for 6-0. Kind of unfortunate that this is happening, but at least we know that this is a problem. So tournaments, going forward, will realize that this is a potential issue that may arise, and they will do something to play around that. So yeah, it's kind of very unfortunate. So that's kind of how it's gonna work. Strefko, do you have any words to say before this? We have to end the stream right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, sorry to all the viewers. It's unfortunate. Just we can't really progress today with the tournament. Just too many problems. Every game is getting DDoSed, so looks like we'll have to wait out for tomorrow. So.
And it kind of is the thing, right? It is super uncanny that because of the stream delay, it happens right after turn 7 to 8, right? It always kind of happens around that time frame. So we're pretty much super sure that we are kind of under attack, So we'll be back tomorrow, guys. So if you're gonna, unfortunately, if you're gonna miss tomorrow, that's okay. We will have Vods ready for you guys. But before then, we'll have to say thanks for tuning in. And from the production crew, Pinnacle, from the admin slide, and Strife Crew and myself, thanks for watching today. We'll see you guys tomorrow.